gang family, what's up, yo? It's your girl back at it again, Leo, and thank you for tuning in wherever you're watching, whether you're on IG or YouTube. We're so grateful for you here, okay? And today we're continuing what we've been talking about, okay? Continuing, which, we've been talking about the unknown, but we're also been digging into the self. And y'all know that that's what we do over here, Leo. We dig with self-reflection. And that is the topic for today, reflection. So I just want to quick tell you guys, because when I first learned about what reflecting was, okay, I had no fucking clue. I had no clue what the fuck. And when I first heard about it, it was from a Facebook video that I was watching by this guy named Derek Branch. And I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, but he kept saying, reflect, reflect, reflect. And when at first, I was just watching him. I was like, yeah, this dude's funny. Like, yeah, he's funny as fuck. Like, acting a goddamn fool on Facebook. But then he kept saying it. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? Because what I thought reflect meant was to, like, how light reflects off of a surface or something like that, right? So I'm like, I don't think that's what he's talking about. Reflect. Or I think it was, there was two thoughts I had. It was either like the light reflects off of a surface, or something like that, or like a reflection in a mirror, or reflect as in, I think what I thought was reflect as in like he was like dodging or ducking. And I think that I might have gotten that wrong, but that's what I thought. Like he was saying reflect as in like reflect that energy off of you type of deal. So in a way it's like bouncing that, like light bouncing off of something and reflecting onto something else. So in the sense that's what he was talking about. But then I looked it up, right? Because I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? What the fuck is he talking about? Because I don't think it's what I think it is. And when I looked it up, it blew my mind. And honestly, I feel like it changed everything. It changed everything. So I'm going to give you the definition, okay? I'm going to give you the definition off of Google, and then we're going to go from there. So what does it mean to reflect? Okay. It is what I just said, to throw back without absorption. That's what light does, right? But it also is to think deeply or carefully about something. And that's where it hit me. Because, when we're talking about reflecting, in a way, okay, just hear me out here. In a way, it's also meditation. Because what is meditating? It is to think deeply upon something. And I'm not talking about these fucking meditation gurus that are like, clear your mind. That's really actually hard to do, okay? It's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's fucking hard to do, especially when all you do is think all day. You have had 1,000 thoughts today already, and you don't even have track of half of them. Put money on it. So in a way, right? And this goes not only with meditation and reflection. This is like that word I keep talking about, ruminating. The thoughts that reoccur in your mind. Those are the ones that you're thinking deeply upon. The ones that reoccur over and over and over. They keep popping up. They keep coming up. What are those thoughts? And I just wanted to really sit with that really quick. Really sit with it. Because because, okay, whatever it is that you're ruminating on, right? When you're saying reflect, when we're talking about reflect, at least with Derek Branch, when he was talking about it, and this was some years ago and I was watching him, I don't fucking remember how long ago, but when I was watching him and he was talking about reflecting, he's talking about reflect on yourself, to think about yourself and your actions in your life, what's going on in your life. What is the role that you play in your life? Those are what he was talking about. And so you can literally reflect about anything. But like I said, we're always talking about self over here because it's so important for you to gain an understanding about yourself before you understand what the fuck is going on out here. Okay? You may think you know. You may think you know. You don't know shit. You got offended that I said you don't know shit, and that proved my point. That proved my point. Some of y'all fucking just blocked me or got off my video. You don't want to hear what the fuck I gotta say. And that's okay. But I'm proving you your point. So, okay. So, when we're thinking about ourselves and reflecting upon ourselves, right? This is now, and I said pay attention, and I think I've said this in the last video too. Take note of the thoughts that are coming, that come up in your mind. What the fuck do you hear? What the fuck are you telling yourself? What the fuck are you talking about in your head? Right? A lot of times, there's always, and I was actually just talking to my coworker today about this. Everybody has light and dark in them. Everybody has good and bad in them. Everybody does good shit and bad shit. Some people do more bad shit than good. Some people do more good shit than bad. What is good and bad? It's defined by what you fucking define it by. But, it's a feeling. It's a feeling. And I'm just talking about feelings because, that's what I know best. Because when we're talking about feelings, we're talking about energy. And when we're talking about energy, it's the purest form of communication. Okay? I don't give a fuck about nothing else but the purest form of communication. Because that's the only thing that matters. It's literally, okay? The only thing that matters. And so when we're talking about reflecting on your good and bad energy, your light and dark, your light and shadow sides. Okay, so if you have a lot of shadow, you're probably somebody who ruminates a lot about, let's just give an example here. Like, let's say you're a fucking person and in your interactions with people, you never say what it is that you really want to say. You let people push you over. And, so like in the interaction, somebody says something that disrespects you. And in that moment, you're just like, oh, like your feelings are hurt, but you never said anything. And then you go about your day and that person goes about their day and you're stuck replaying that same thought over and over and over. So that person that disrespected you, like we talked about in another video, that person that disrespected you, they went on about their life. But you're still stuck in that same spot. Even though you're walked away, even though you're fucking a different time, I was gonna say time zone, but that could be true. Shit. You may be in a fucking different time zone. You may be in a different goddamn, and that might have happened at 3 p.m. and it's 8 o'clock now, and you're still thinking about it. You're still thinking about it. You're thinking about it. Well, I should have said this. Man, I should have did this. Man, I can't believe she did that or he did that. And it's like, you can't let it go. You can't let it go. Well, that's ruminating. But reflection, when we're talking about reflection, thinking carefully about something, there's a purpose behind reflecting. There's a purpose behind ruminating. There's a purpose behind meditating. Okay, but we're specifically talking about reflecting right now. And the whole purpose behind reflecting, especially when you're reflecting on yourself, is to see what was your role in that moment. What was your role in that scene? Okay? What did you do? What did you do? And what did you do that you can change later? Okay? So, that person disrespected you, you didn't do shit. But you're still thinking about it, okay? And this is like what you want to be aware of. Okay? They fucking said that and it hurt my feelings, but I didn't say anything. I didn't even let them know that my feelings were hurt. Okay, this is you being real with yourself. I didn't even let them know that my fucking feelings were hurt. And that shit carried on with me through the rest of my day. That 5 seconds ruined 5 hours of my day. Okay? How does that feel? First of all, how often does that happen? Second of all, and third of all, why do you let it happen continuously? Why? Okay, so these are questions that you want to ask yourself when you're reflecting. Why? How? When? And then what can I do to change? What am I going to do so that I don't allow this to happen again? Because you have full control over your life. And the only time you don't have full control over your life is in that instant where someone said something and it drug you out the rest of the day. They emotionally, like, you may have not physically, emotionally reacted in that moment, but mentally, you're still there. They stole your energy. They still got you stuck in that one place, okay? If you went around your fucking rest of your day and you're still thinking about what the fuck she did to you and how bogus it was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's 10 p.m., you're supposed to be going to sleep and your last thoughts are still about what happened at 2 o'clock. That person stole your energy, okay? It's gone. It's gone. You feel drained, don't you? You're motherfucking tired. Tell me I'm wrong, okay? I don't think that I am, but I could be wrong, you know? Somebody can tell me. Please, don't be shy. Okay. Also, what I wanted to say about this too was, and this is why I say that energy is the purest form of communication, because it really is. You're not always right, even when you think that you're right? So, like, let's say, okay, I'll use a fucking personal example right now, okay? I will use a personal example. And it's a most recent example. Okay, so I have been living with some friends this past year, and I've kind of been I have been house hopping, okay? And it's because of my mouth. I'm gonna just say that. But what has happened, I've been kicked out like multiple times. And it's not the first or second time that's happened. I've been kicked out by my mom. I've been kicked out by my second mom. I've been kicked out by so many fucking people. I've been kicked out. And there's a point in time where you have to, I feel fucking like attacked, right? In those moments. But there's a point in time where I have to be real with myself and say, if I keep getting kicked out, why? What am I doing? Right? And this is the reflective. What am I doing to get kicked out, first of all? And then second of all, what can I do to prevent this from happening again? Right? So that was like a little side thing. What I was trying to tell you with that was, I wanted to give you a specific example. So with a most recent example, I was living with a friend and, everything was fine, She knew about my situation and she knew how I felt. She knew what was going on in my life. And, she allowed me to stay at her place. And in this time that we stayed together, you know, everything's good, at least in my head, you know. I didn't know that if there was any problems because I made sure to communicate with her when I moved in. If there's ever a problem, if there's anything that I ever do that pisses you off or makes you mad, please confront me about it as soon as you can. Like, don't wait. Like, we need to talk about it immediately, because I'm going to do that to you, and that's what I'm expecting you from me. If there's going to be any change, if I do something wrong that makes you mad, you know, all it takes is communication. This is what I said. All it takes is communication. I can fix my fucking problems, but I can't fix a problem if I don't know what the fuck is wrong. Okay? So, that was the communication, but there was something off with the communication, right? So let's just say one day something happens and it just makes me feel a little off. I feel very off. And it is caused by an action that she did. And it may not even been directed towards me, but it involved me, and I felt like there was some kind of disrespect or shade. So I approached her about it later, you know, when we had the opportunity to talk. As soon as I could, I approached her about it, and I just told her how I felt. Hey, this happened, and I don't know what's going on with you, but this is how I feel. And if there's something that I'm doing that's making you act some type of way towards me, I would like to know, because I don't know why I feel this way, and I don't want to feel this way. And the way that I did it probably was not the best way to do it, because we were at work, and you know, I just pulled her to the side and, like, you know, try to have this conversation real quick. And it blew up. It escalated. It didn't have to, but it did. And you know, later that day I got kicked out. Okay. So that's an example. So just what happened in that example, right? Where I'm reflecting, the reflection is what was my part in that role? Okay. There was an action that she did that made me feel disrespected, or like some shade was thrown at me or something, which was a trigger for me. That was the trigger. This is going back to those habits that we were talking about too. That was the trigger. My response was my emotional reaction. Damn, what the fuck was that? I need to talk to her immediately. So I talked to her as soon as I could, right? Maybe where I went wrong was talking to her at work, when it could have been like a more private place or something. I don't fucking know. I'm not taking full responsibility of what happened, but I am taking partial responsibility, right? And that's the whole thing. At least take responsibility for yourself and your actions. That's the whole thing of reflection. Because when you take responsibility, you are assuming, this is the word that came to my mind. You're assuming the position, and the position is a power over your life. When you take responsibility over you assume the position of power over your life. I like that. So you gotta be real with yourself. And I keep saying this because this is the most important thing, for real, honestly. Out of all these fucking videos that I make, if you cannot be real with yourself, it's no point in watching me, for real, because you gotta be real with yourself before anybody else finna get fucking real with you. Before you can see anything that's real, honestly. That's 100. Okay? So you have to spend that time in reflection. And you have to visit the dark sides, you have to visit the light sides. And what's so great about it is just as bright as the light shines, so does the dark. And that don't make sense when I fucking say it out loud like that, right? But what I mean is, through going through those dark thoughts, those dark emotions, the heavy shit that's within you, it makes the light shine even brighter. And you already have bright light on you, right? You fucking know that. You already have this bright light on you. You are a kind person. You're a giving person. You're a caring person. You love extremely. But where does that love come from? Is it a place of unconditional love? Or is it a place of desperation? Or is it a place of unforgiveness? Or is it a place of shame, guilt, or grief? Where's that love coming from? Because there's only one real kind of love. And there's illusions of love. But there's only one real love. And it's something that you fucking feel. You know and you feel it because it feels real. And it's not something temporary. It's not temporary. And this is the biggest thing, right? This was a side note. This was a big side note. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little off track with the reflection. But when we're talking about love, this has got to be a whole different video. But I have to say this right now. When we're talking about love, when you're talking about love, my nigga, that shit doesn't fucking die. Love is the most powerful. It's even stronger than fear, but fear is the most powerful motivator. Okay? So, love does not fucking die, and it just doesn't. It just doesn't. And when you're talking about, oh, I love this person, and then you break up and all of a sudden you hate them, you never fucking loved that person. You loved what they could do for you. You loved what they provided for you. The fuck? You don't know what love is. You don't. Don't tell me that you know what love is. If the moment that you get into an argument, you want to go and talk shit behind their back. Or the moment they do something that you don't like, you want to shit on their name. That's not fucking love. Who the fuck are you? You don't know what love is. That actually really pisses me off because so many people out here are like, I'm in love. And you don't fucking know. You don't know what love is. I'm literally angry. I am so mad. Just stop it. Just stop it. Because you need to take a lesson on love. Okay? It ain't what you think it is. What you think it is a fucking illusion. What somebody can provide to you, you could provide to yourself. And in that sense, that's not fucking love. If somebody gave you something and it was like, they're giving you all this shit. I love you. I love you. They don't fucking love you because they're giving you shit. All this material shit means nothing. Nothing. This shit, nothing. This shit, this, you, nothing. Nothing. None of this shit matters. The only thing that matters is the feeling within. The feeling. And this, oh my God. I'm going on a fucking rant right now. I'm going on a rant right now because I have come to the conclusion. It's finally hit me right now. I've been sitting with this for a long time. This world is this world, this game that we're playing, right? This is why it's important for you to pay attention to the shit that you're consuming. Because most of the shit in this world that we're consuming was made to pull us away from our feelings. The way that we raise men, the way that we talk to women, it is, women just naturally are in their emotions, right? And then we talk down to them for feeling how they feel. And we make them feel guilty and shameful and guilt. And for feeling, which is a natural human fucking thing to do. It is literally your compass. Your feelings are your compass in this world. There's nothing wrong with feeling the way that you feel. Okay? I am the highest advocate for feelings. Okay? Feelings go deep and they're meant to. Don't brush them off with a fucking blunt. If you can't feel how you feel without smoking weed, bro, you have a problem. You are addicted. And in that sense, it pisses me off that you can say that you're addicted to weed. Cause who the fuck gets addicted to weed? You got a motherfucking problem, bro. Who the fuck gets addicted to weed? That is from the Mother Earth. The fuck is wrong with you? I'm sorry. Y'all is pissing me off right now. Just for real. Calm down. We gotta get back on topic. We gotta get back. I'm sorry. Like, I went on a whole rant, but like, there's some shit. There's some shit that you need to know, and it's for real. Okay? Right and wrong doesn't matter over what's real. Nothing matters over what's real. And the only thing that is real is your feelings, how you feel. That's the real shit. How you're feeling. You can talk all this, and we see it all fucking day long in the goddamn politics and fucking school and work and shit. Bosses telling you, oh, you'll get a promotion, smacking them lips, blap, 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 right? What the motherfucker? 3 months later, where's my promotion? I've been working the same job, doing the same thing. You said 3 months ago I was getting a promotion. You said 3 months ago I was going to do something else. What the fuck? Right? Words talk, but energy speaks. And I had a whole video about that. Words talk, but energy speaks, okay? And off of what I was just saying, right and wrong doesn't matter over what's real, because what's right for you is not right for somebody else. What works for you does not work for somebody else. You need to, and this is why I say is what's real, because what's real is what's real to you, what you feel. So for example, right? If you're trying to build, let's say you're trying to build a fucking brand or something, and everybody out there will say, you want to find your niche. You need to find your niche first. You need to focus on who your niche is first before you do anything else, right? And that's important. You do need to find your niche. But how are you going to find your niche if you don't even know what the fuck you like, right? Or what it is that you want to produce, what it is you want to give to your niche. So you got to find out what's most important to you at this moment in time. And how does it make you feel? What is going to drive you? What's pulling on you? Okay? Those. Okay? Also, this is an important thing too. When you're reflecting, okay? And this is important because a lot of people do this, right? If you're gonna sit here and talk about, example, right? I know that I need to be doing something else, but let's say you got an anger problem. I know I need to change the way I react to that situation, but whenever somebody tells me no, I just get so fucking mad. I get so mad, and then I just want to smack them. I want to hit them in the face. And then I do it. And I just do it. There's a part of my brain that tells me, no, stop. But then there's the other part of my brain that's like, yeah. And I can't let go of that part. I know I need to be doing better. But literally, the fact that you know means nothing if you're not going to do better. The fact that you know is a waste of knowledge. How does that make you fucking feel? Wasting knowledge. That's valuable to somebody else, and you're sitting here with the knowledge and not using it. That's like going to school, you learned algebra, but you intentionally fail your algebra test because you know what to do is right, but this is what you know, but you're going to continue doing what you're familiar with, which is basic math, right? I know how to do algebra, but I'm familiar with basic math, so I'ma just do basic math on this algebra test. What? 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 Did you take a fucking algebra class, but you're gonna just ignore everything? Oh, you learned that lesson, but you just didn't take it? You didn't receive it. You didn't receive it. I know, but I didn't receive. You didn't know. If you do not apply the new knowledge, it was never received. It was never received. So you could say, I know all you fucking want, but you don't know shit until it was put into action. Until it changed your life. Until you did something different. Then you knew. Okay? So you gotta do better. So when you know better, you do better. And let me just say this real quick, because this is something important, right? Because we'll like take for instance that algebra reference I just used, right? You took the algebra class, you know the algebra, but you're not applying the algebra. It's because you did the steps, like the 1, 2, 3 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it. I know how to do it. But there's something within you that you didn't accept. You didn't accept something within you to apply that to your test moving forward and to your life moving forward, right? So, how do I explain this? Hold on one second, I'm sorry. I don't know how to explain this now, but so if you're never going to apply this new knowledge, right? You just never apply it. It's almost like you never fucking learned. It's like literally like maybe it's subconsciously there hanging out in the background. You know it. I know. But it has not resonated in your soul. You haven't sat with that knowledge. You haven't reflected on that knowledge. You haven't consumed enough of that knowledge. You just skimmed over it. And that's, I'm using basic algebra, but this is like with life, my nigga, okay? With life, like for example, I'll go back to my own personal example with getting kicked out. How many times I get kicked out? I got fucking kicked. I don't even know how many times, okay? I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how many times I got kicked out, but at a certain point, me getting kicked out, I had to sit and reflect on my own actions and take my own actions in consideration. Okay, I know I'm not always fucking right. I know that I've done some shit that's probably fucked up. I know that maybe some people don't understand why I do some of the shit that I do, and it doesn't make sense. And so maybe to them, it looks like I'm being evil or bad. But to me, it looks like I'm just doing me. I'm just being me. And it could be wrong. It could be wrong just because maybe I'm not giving equally, okay? In a sense like that, right? So if I'm not giving equally, what do I need to do in order to change that outcome from reoccurring, right? And it's either take responsibility, which is always the first one, take responsibility for my own actions and get myself to a place where I want to be, or take responsibility of my actions and apologize and fix the situation. Whatever the situation is, take responsibility over yourself. Taking responsibility over yourself, that is your will. That is your will. Your will, and y'all know I used to be into the witchy, what do you fuck you call it? The whole witchy aesthetic for a while. I was all up in it, okay? And I just recently saw a post that was talking about different ways to say and mote it be. and it was all about my will and thy will, and that's all great and shit, but it's not even about your will. It's not about your will, because what your will is, your will, right? Free will. Free will is about taking responsibility over yourself and your actions. That is your free will. And then whatever happens out of that, that's God, that's spirit, that's your angels, your guides. That's them helping you, pushing you into the fucking destination that you were meant to go towards. All you had to do is take responsibility over this, over you. And that means not blaming nobody. That means not pointing the fingers. That means stepping up and saying the harsh shit that fucking you need to hear for yourself. That nobody else is going to tell you. You have to tell yourself. You got to be real with yourself. All right. And you have to allow yourself that truth, the space for that truth. You have to allow yourself space for your own truth. Okay? Because, and this is important because, like, especially when we're talking about, like, let's go deep, right? Let's go deep with some fucking depression. Depression is very fucking heavy. And when you're reflecting on those thoughts, right? And a lot of times those thoughts are recycling around, like I said, shame, guilt, grief, right? And when you're approaching those thoughts and you're allowing yourself the space to feel how you feel, to see your truth, it's not always going to be easy. Right? It's not going to be just fucking, it's heavy, it's dark, right? But to allow the space to actually feel it is releasing. It's actually making room for you to expand and have more in your energy, right? Because you're holding on to all these dark thoughts. Like, okay, let's put it in this perspective, right? Some shit happened to you, and now you have shame, guilt, grief, and your thoughts cycle around these thoughts of shame, guilt, and grief. Your thoughts are cycling around this, right? And you're just like thinking, and the more you think and the more you sit in this dark, heavy ass energy, the lower it brings. So it's a spiral down. It's a spiral down. You keep going down, and you're going down, and you're going down. You just keep fucking up. You can't get nothing right, right? And the more you can't get nothing right, the more it makes you more depressed, right? Thoughts of depression lead to more thoughts of depression. It's like the law of attraction, right? But when you're allowing yourself the space to actually, what you're doing is like, okay, this is what I meant to say. What you're doing when you're doing that is like, literally, the further you go down into that depression, that's like literally the only thing that you can see, feel, and hear, right? So you've closed yourself off to everything else because all you see, feel, and hear is depression. And the deeper you go, the more engaged you get, the harder it is to get out. You can do it. It's not impossible, but the harder it is, right? And so when you allow yourself that space to feel it, what you're feeling, and to understand it, what it is, and to change and experience the thought, and then experience a new thought, and experience that, keep continuously experiencing new thoughts. Pulling yourself, becoming aware of what that thought is, and then changing it up, finding ways to uplift that thought, right? Example, I'll give a personal example. What I would do with my depression is a lot of times I'll be like, a lot of times I would say for myself, I hate myself because I fucking suck at communicating. And This was something that I said to myself often. But what I would do was, if I suck so much at communicating, then how can I learn better ways to communicate? And through that question, how can I learn better ways of communicating? That drew me towards going back to school. And this, right? And I've said this so many fucking times. If you're coming out of high school and you don't fucking know what you want to do, you don't know what you want to go to school for, wait, okay? Don't fucking go to school, because first of all, you don't need to go to school. You don't need any of that shit. You don't need a degree. Yeah, it's gonna fucking help you out in life, because this world makes you want to feel like you have to be qualified for the shit that you're already qualified for. You need to be qualified to live the life that you're already fucking living. But you don't need to go to school right away. What you need to do is take some time and dig into yourself, right? If you don't know what the fuck you want to do with your life, going to school is wasting your money. I'm just letting you know. All you're going to do is get fucking debt, and then you're going to find out later in life that you went to school to study this thing that you're not even going to fucking use. You're not using this degree. You're doing something completely different, but you got hella debt, student loans and all that shit, right? So just wait. You don't have to go to school right away. But what you should do while you're in that time of waiting, while you don't know what you want to go to school for, dive deep into yourself. Like, take that opportunity to experience life, to experience yourself, okay? Get to know who the fuck you are. That's the most important thing. Okay. I'm sorry. These people distracted me. Like, my bad. Yeah, you want to dive into yourself and get to know who you are as a person. Man, my patience, y'all. The patience. I'm trying. I'm trying, okay? So I think I was trying to use an example from just my personal experience. And what was I? I think I was using an example of I'm depressed, or I hate myself because I don't know how to communicate. So how can I learn to communicate? And through that question, how can I learn to communicate? That opened up that question, right? Because I wasn't before, when I was depressed and I was like, I hate myself. I can't communicate. I can't do this. And this is also why I say, don't stop saying I can't and I don't know. Because when you say that, your mind is like, okay, yeah, we don't know. We can't do it. It is what it is. Like, those aren't not opening doors for you to explore new thoughts, right? So going from, I hate myself because I don't know how to communicate, to how can I communicate better? And through how can I communicate better, that was a door that opened up all these options for you to learn how to communicate. Going back to school, getting around, I don't know, better people that communicate more, that allow that space for you to fuck up in your communication and be corrected, for you to learn how to communicate, for you to grow, right? So that's what you want to do. And I don't know how many times I say this, but I'm pretty sure I say it fucking often, why you don't want to say I don't and I can't. You want to ask yourself questions. You want to set yourself up to have new thoughts. And especially when we're talking about reflecting, okay? When you're talking about diving deep and looking inwards, it's good to be aware of what it is that you're thinking and feeling and doing, right? It's good to know what's already in motion. But if you want to slow that motion down and reverse it, you have to start doing the opposite. And it's not going to be just immediately. And I need you to know it's not going to be immediately, okay? Because especially if like you got a situation like mine where I was depressed for years, most of my childhood into my adulthood. So I don't even fucking know. It had to have been more than 10 years. More than 10 years. You're thinking in the same depressing ass thoughts. It's not going to change in a year, immediately. Oh, my life is brighter. My life is better. I'm going to tell you, since I've been working on my mindset, it's been since 2017. It's like 5 years. It's been 5 years. 5. Wow. I can't believe it. 5 years, and I'm just now starting to feel closer to myself, better, So, and it might be, it might not take as much time for you. We got different stories. The whole point of it is that to be aware of what you've been telling yourself and start telling yourself new things. Get into that cycle, okay? So that's all I have for you today. Y'all done took my rants. This is a reflection, okay? I just really want to quickly say again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everyone that popped in and watched this live. Thank you for anyone who's watching the replay. I am so grateful for you. It's truly a blessing for you being here, like for real. I quickly wanted to add in before I go. If you want to know, if you're a person and you want to learn how to create more wealth for yourself, you want to expand your mind, you want to learn how to build an entrepreneurial mindset, which is not only just teaching you how to start a business and manage your money, it's teaching you how to manage yourself, your mind, your body, your soul, and how to build a team, how to build up leaders. Make sure you comment down below, I'm a leader. Comment down below, I'm a leader. And I can reach out to you, okay? That's all I got for you right now. It is such a blessing, like I said. And I hope you have a great day. Bye!